Yes, August 12, 2018. I'm recording a video to explain a business concept that I have called Uturn Network. Michael Jeffers, my son, is directing this video. I want to give him credit first of all before I start. He's a very talented young man. I can't believe how talented my 11-year-old son is. Very smart. Very one of the smartest person I know. I don't know where you get all that smartphone, probably get from his mom. But I'm here with my wife trying to explain the business concept that I got. I think it was divinely inspired. It's a networking business called Uturn Network. Uturn, the simple concept I have is that if you're going down a road, everybody's familiar with a U-turn. If you're going in the wrong direction and you turn around, and you turn around, you make a U-turn, go in the opposite direction, that's the only how you're gonna get to your destination. It's the concept is like if you're going down a road and you realize you're going the wrong way, what do you do if you want to go the right way? You make a U-turn to go in the opposite direction, and that's why we call it U-turn network, because this is a way in which people who have been going down the wrong road and change and go in the opposite direction so they could reach their destination. And this networking business is going to be based on real estate as a back end for it and the products, so to speak. And I'm going to explain it more fully, but the concept is to be, my company is going to be able to buy almost unlimited amount of real estate that people can utilize, because the problem is that right now in the city, we're in the city of Tampa, and right now the city of Tampa has about 600 houses available for sale right now, maybe more, maybe thousands. But officially in the MLS, there's about hundreds of houses available you could buy right now. The problem is, very few people have that kind of money to buy almost all any of these houses, and if they do, they're not looking to live in. They can't live in 6 houses. You have 10 houses, so you need people who every house has to have a liver. Be somebody living in it. Otherwise, it's no good. It's just empty. And the concept there is not to get the people who have the money are not looking for a place to live. They already live someplace. People who looking for a place to live don't have the money, and that's the problem. But the thing is, the people who have the money to buy the property are looking for good people to rent, to pay them money on a regular basis, and that's where Uturn Network comes in. We're going to recruit people who are able to live in property, pay rent, and every single person is going to meet, every family has to meet two basic criteria, simple criteria: no drugs and no cheating. That's crazy, you might say, but why? Because if I find that 90% of the people do not qualify to be in this business for the simple reason they either do drugs or they run around on their spouse or partner. And if you put in these two criteria, you could develop good people to in your business. Not only that, but you'll have a very successful business, because every single person that comes in your business would be nice and decent and clean. That doesn't mean that anybody the past doesn't count against you. That means if you were a drug addict in the past, that's the past. If you were a prostitute in the past, that's the past. If you're a pawn star in the past, that's your past. You can still qualify for this business if you don't do drugs now, going forward, and you don't run around now. We don't care what you did before the start. And by using this criteria, you eliminate 90% of the riffraff who are going to mess up your business and stuff. There's so much to explain in this business, but this video is for me simply try to put it into word because I have I'm disabled. Mostly, I have a genetic disease called spinal cerebellar ataxia, which affect my communication skills and my ability to speak. But thank God I'm still able to speak, and I'm sure most people can still understand me. So I'm making this video to explain my concept for this business, and I have my wife here. She's off camera. She's gonna quiz me in the business, so to speak, because I find that I learned so much more by her asking me questions and refining the concept of this business. So I have a lot more to explain, but I think basically we can get a better view, a better picture if she asks me questions. Her name is Sharon and she's off camera. She doesn't want to be on camera, but you can hear her and I can respond to her inquiries.
Okay. First question. How can an individual make money in this business?
Okay. The first question is, how can someone make money in the business? And this networking business is different from all other networking and what they call multi-level marketing business like Hemway and you sell on all this because they sell products. We're not selling soap or selling toilet paper. We're selling real estate. We're selling people a place to live, which is going to be the biggest expense in anybody's life. Paying a house rent or house payment, that's the biggest expense most people have. And the question is, how can somebody make, if you recruit people based on the simple criteria that I just outlined, a family, no drugs and no cheating, you're asking how they're going to make money. While each person who bring in the person in the business going to be given a one-time commission of $10,000, unheard of in business. How are we going to pay them that much money to bring in? How are we going to generate that money? Simply because whoever comes in, whoever they bring in this business, going to have to move immediately and rent from you. So we're going to buy property. My company, Uturn, is going to buy property for, say, $100,000, $200,000, and immediately furnish and sell our property and make a profit of, say, $25,000 to $30,000. We're not going to make big. We're not going to start by being greedy, trying to make big money, but by making $25,000 on every property, you could afford then to spend $10,000 out of that to somebody who's gonna bring somebody who's gonna live in our property, and that's how, and teach that person who we bring in to have their own business, to recruit others, to bring in with the same criteria, no drugs, no cheating, good people, to bring them into the business to rent other property that you're gonna have. And how you're gonna make money by buying and selling these properties. You're going to buy the properties, sell them to investors, and turn your money over, and then get the investors to let you manage the property back again. For instance, most people who are looking to own real estate don't have time to be landlords or to be property managers, or they can't find good tenants. We provide good tenants. We provide security for them, and for instance, if they buy a house for $100,000 and or $120,000, we buy the we buy the house for $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, and sell their profit. How is the person gonna make money? Well, they're gonna have a steady stream of income every single month by having good tenant in their property. We manage it for them, and we made money already by selling them the property, and we're gonna make money every month by managing the property for them, by having our good tenant in the property, paying rent every single month, and so the person who bring in the person to rent, live in the property, gonna get a percentage of the profit that we made by selling that property to investors. And that gonna be refined more. I could explain that more. That's gonna be heart of the business, that the person who bring in the person in the business is gonna get a one-time commission of $10,000. It's gonna be a lifetime. You might ask, what if the person jump out after a year or 2 years? Well, we calculated this business is done on. We estimate that each person is worth about $1,000 to us per year. So you have a choice. You could take the 10,000 upfront, or you could spread it over 10 years. For every year the person remaining in the business, you get $1,000 a year, or you get a one-time fee of $10,000. You said, what if the person begin to do drugs after 2 years, and then you have to pay back. You have a chargeback of 2 years of the remainder of the contract, or the remainder of the person's involvement. Of, say, for instance, they get 10,000 2 years ago for the person they bring in. The person after 2 years doesn't stay in the business. Then the person who bring them in gotta repay back the company a chargeback of $8,000. You said, well, who's gonna do that? Well, if they don't do that, they lose their ability to be in the company. They're thrown out network. So it's so much criteria, so many safeguards you have against that, and they're gonna be refined as we go on. But next question.
In order for to assure that that person doesn't do drugs, or say he or she doesn't do drugs, will you consider, or would a person have to undergo drug testing?
No, because once all the recruits are based on individual knowledge. You cannot recruit a stranger. You must know whoever come into your business, because you're gonna be responsible for that person. You're gonna give that person you're gonna put that person in somebody's home. That you're gonna be responsible for their rent. Make sure that if they don't pay their bills, so they don't pay their rent, for instance, the person bring them in is responsible for that. So there's an incentive, and you don't just have people come into your business and then make money from them, but they can't make any money. Every single person coming in this business gonna be able to make money, because whoever you bring in this business is gonna be able to go out there and bring somebody else in, and they make money for themselves. So there's all kind of incentive for nobody to drop out, because once you start making the kind of money that we anticipate you're gonna make, there's no reason that any sane person is gonna want to drop out of this business. Next question.
What is the rent a person that a family or individual has to pay? What is the amount? How much does a person have to pay?
This is almost like you're gonna say, well, because people are thinking that whoever a family come into this business, a man and a woman, for instance, a couple, whether they're young or old, whether they're black or white, doesn't matter. And their income, you don't have to make a certain amount of money. All you got to have a simple job. Every single person who comes into this is gonna have a job. You're not gonna have nobody in welfare collecting no food stamp and Section 8 to live on, because that's just trouble right there. But a simple job, like a minimum wage job, they gotta have a minimum wage job. Their job is not to support this business or their lifestyle, because that person eventually gonna make more money by being in this business than from their job. But you don't say, I'm gonna quit my job because I'm making $10,000 a month. No, your job is to recruit. Your job is there as your primary motivation for working your job is so you could meet other people. You could meet people to bring them into this business, not to make an income. So if you're making minimum wage you could afford to live in a house that you gotta pay $1,500 a month rent for, because your income is not based on what you just make on your job. Your income is also based on your ability to do business and your ability to bring in business. So most people in this business is gonna be making. They're not gonna make it. Their income is not gonna be minimum wage. That's their job, but their income is gonna be at least $100,000. So everybody in this business is gonna have problem with concern about things like taxes, lifestyle. Because when you get into that income bracket, you start worrying about things like taxes and how to reduce your taxes. That's why each individual family who come into this business gonna have to set up a home-based LLC, their own company, which because you're gonna write off your property, your rent, you're gonna write off your computers, all the equipment, even clothes that you buy, because you're gonna say, well, you have to buy clothes to go do your business. Your car, you have to lease a nice car. You're not gonna drive an old jalopy. You're gonna be driving a nice car, and even though you work minimum wage, people are not gonna know how you make that kind of money, because you're making your money not from your job but from business, and your job is only there to help your business. So that's why you can't say, well, I'm only making $10 an hour and I gotta pay all this money rent. No, you're making more than that. That's your job paying you $10 an hour, but your business is making more money than your job. So the rent is not gonna be very. You could have Most people come in this business would eventually be living high end hog, living in luxury homes, driving nice cars because they're in top 1% income bracket of the people. The simple criteria is this: no drugs, no running on, and you're gonna realize you get good quality people. Most of the people will not qualify to this business. I estimate 90% of the people will not be able to do this business. But that's okay. All you gotta get you don't even think it 1% of the people. You gotta get there are 18 million people in Florida. 10% of that is 1.8 million. That means 90% of the people who don't want to 1.8 million customers you have, you don't even need 10%. You don't need 1%. It's 180,000. If you get 180,000 people to the business with, you got a multi-billion-dollar business. You don't even need 1%. You don't even need 1/10 of 1%. So if 99% of the people don't qualify for this business, so okay, all you gotta do is find one person a month. You got a whole month, and you don't even have to do it a month. Some months you do 2 person, other months you do nothing. You can't find anybody who don't do drugs or who don't run around. No, and you're gonna find some of the best records of people who don't have nothing. Even homeless people in shelter who decide that they want to make a U-turn. They want to change their life. Those are some of the best records. We don't care about how much money you make. And we care about how much money you're gonna make. And so your income is not a concern with us, because you're gonna make more money than most people, even doctors and lawyers. Eventually, you're gonna make more money than the average person make in a year. So your income or your education doesn't matter, or your background doesn't matter. It's just that you must be willing to do this business properly. And if you compromise on these two things, you just start thinking, well, this person smoke a little bit of weed on the side. You start compromising. You want to mess up your business, because eventually you're going to compromise on other things. If somebody come into your business and they know they're going to make $10,000 a month in a business opportunity, they're not going to mess that up by smoking no weed or doing no drugs. So you don't have to worry about. And every single person who you bring in your business, you got to know them personally. You got to if you don't know them personally, you get to know them by, you have all the time in the world to get to groom them, talk to them, know who you bring in. Because you don't want to bring in a riffraff into your business, and they're going to eliminate 90% of the people, and they're going to provide with good tenants that are going to flourish our business, and everybody's going to make money.
What if your business you start off well, but then all of a sudden you go through a very slow period in that business. For the first 2 months, for the first month you bring in 2 people. The second month you may bring in 3 people. Then the third month, fourth month, so forth. There are no people you can bring in. So what would happen?
Well, this almost wouldn't. If somebody's making $10,000 for every recruit, they'll do everything in their power. If they run out of people who they meet every single, all you gotta meet a few. Even if you meet 5 people a year, a whole year, and you recruit 5 people, that's $50,000, and then you're gonna make money every single month. You're gonna get money every month. A person stay in your business. They gotta pay their rent every month. They pay their rent. You get a cut of it. Every month they pay their cell phone bill. You get a cut of it. Every month they bank, because the bank's gonna pay you. The insurance company gonna pay you. Everything they spend, you're gonna get a cut of it. So you're gonna still be making money even if you don't recruit anybody. You don't have to recruit every month. You could do 2 person a year, 2 people a year. You'll still be making about $30,000, $20,000. You could say 1 person a year, but if you making $10,000 very good, you gotta be crazy not to bring in. There gotta be people who want to try to bring in 5 and 10 people a month. And that's 50,000 a month. And said, no, that's too much, because you can't manage that much people. Too much people. All the requirement is that at least one a month, no more. We're not gonna have people bringing 10 people a month, giving them $100,000 a month, because we will never have enough property to support that kind of volume. So because everybody you're bringing gonna have to stop paying rent to some stranger and pay rent from you, and so you gotta have to have a lot of houses. You bring 10 people a month. That means you gotta have 10 properties a month, and you're not gonna be the only one in this business. There are gonna be other people trying to make money. The problem I see run into is that there are gonna be a lot of superstars in this business who we're gonna have to put a bridle on, because they're gonna have so much they could bring in, and so much money they could make. You're gonna say, hold your horses, just do. We're not gonna have enough houses once this business get off the ground to afford all these people who you're gonna bring in. Because like a city of Tampa, if you bring in 600 people per year, that means you have to have 600 properties. 600 recruits, 600 people a year. If you got 10 people in the business, they are each bringing 6 people. That's 60 people. That's too much. So all year, you're gonna have a problem finding houses for your recruits to make money on, because if once this business get off the ground and the criteria is met, you're gonna have so much competition that it's gonna be unbelievable. People are gonna say, "Man, I got 10 people lined up, but I only need one. I only could get one in this month or this week." But if every single one person you bring in, you make it 10,000. You got 10,000 people. That means 100,000 people go off the bat right away. So this business is gonna be refined. Uturn. The concept of the company, that's just the recording part, the working part of the company. Because once you have people to rent places, you could easily get your property sold right after. Because if people have a tenant in your place, you have somebody paying you every month, investors are gonna buy your property. So you could buy as many properties and sell them to investors, and then get the investors to give you the contract to manage the property. So you're almost like a win-win situation. Most people, like doctors and people who got people in the 401k, they work a job. They're just looking to make money. They got all this hundreds of thousands of dollars tied up, making nothing in the stock market, in the bank. Some of them losing money. And if they could get a property that's secure, because they'll have title to the property, they own the property. but we just manage it for them because they bought it from us and get income every month. They get the property they bought for $120,000. They get it $1,000 every month, for example, on that property. That's like 10% net return, and they're looking for tax write off everything. Even if they get 3% is better than what they get now, but they get a minimum of 10%. In collecting rent, how they gonna get the 10% egrants? Your networking is gonna find good tenants for them. People, every single person, all of your tenants are in your business, so you don't have to worry about riffraff and fill the applications for nobody and checking nobody's credit and all that stuff. Because every single person has a vested interest in 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 maintaining a good relationship with.
Does a family choose where they would like to
live?
To live, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. We're not gonna force. If you don't want to live, suppose we buy houses. We have houses in Colwood or in South Tampa. You don't want to live either place or in Brandon. You don't have to. That's where our company is gonna come. We're gonna have multiple places for people to live, so that they are not forced to live in some place they don't want to. But because we own, you say, well, I like to live in Brandon. We have houses in Brandon where they could move into right away. We say, I like to live in Carwood. We have houses in Carwood that they could live right away. And so every recruit is gonna have the ability to choose where they're gonna live, and nobody's gonna be forced to do anything. All we ask is that you stop paying rent to some stranger and you pay rent now to yourself or to us, our company. And most people are not gonna mind this. They're not gonna have a problem with say moving into because somebody say, I like where they are, like paying rent to some my landlord. Well, you study, you pay rent to your landlord, and you're not qualified to be in this business because you don't want to move. You want to keep throwing away your money to some landlord. Like we lived in a place before on Bay Avenue, giving the landlord money every month by getting nothing in return. Eventually, we get thrown out. Didn't have anything. No, but if you have a place, then most people pay rent to a landlord. Either you pay rent to the bank, or not most people. Everybody pay rent to somebody. Nobody owns any property in America because even if you pay off for your house, you still gotta pay the taxes. That means you gotta pay the government. You don't pay them their money, and they come and take the house. You see who really own the house. You don't pay the bank their money, they come and take their house right away. You don't pay your landlord the money, they'll evict you. So nobody owns any property in America, and therefore every single person is renting. I don't care if you think you own your own house for years, you gotta pay property taxes because every property in America is subject to a lien by the government. So everybody paying rent. Everybody, every single person you know paying rent. I don't care. It's a lie. People tell you they own their own house. Then nobody owns nothing. They're just renting. Everybody's renting. And the key to this business is that you're gonna rent from yourself instead of renting to some random stranger. You say, I like where